I'm starting with I, but your heart might resonate with I, because this is not only about me, but about you and me. So, who is I? Or rather said, what is I about? I'm about arrogance and self-pity, and envy and sin. I'm about the excitement of a sunny day in the cold English weather. I'm about tears and joy and much, much more. I'm about being flawed, just like you. I've been preoccupied about how we could tap into the potential that's hidden within every one of us. Being so obsessed with it that I consciously became my worst enemy. How that we don't seem to live the life we dream of. Do we really know who we dream to be? Because if we do, won't we be that person? I often found myself dreaming to be a random someone with a nice Instagram feed, which is kinda sad. So I listen to my internal ramble of thoughts when I have things to do. Why is it that I don't do them? I often cannot be bothered, and the feelings of the discomfort put me off. The discomfort of a cold morning, or of a rainy day, or the challenge of not being asleep for at least 8 hours. So being stuck with the feelings of the environment leaves me estranged by trying to do anything. That's when I realize that I am addicted to feelings. I spend my days making sure I don't cross the line of any sort of discomfort. If I hate being cold, I make sure to stay warm. If I hate sleeping less than 8 hours, I make sure I sleep. You could argue that these are basic needs that ought to be met. But nowadays, it's not so common to die of cold or lack of sleep. So it's not a case of being cold to the point of threatening your health and well-being. Spending your days taking care to not feel the slightest discomfort not only makes us weaker, but keeps us even farther away from who we really are in the world. So, how can other people do it? Surely everyone would feel cold when it's cold, tired when they're tired, and the soreness of every workout burns any muscle. Despite these basic discomforts, others have gone through brutal life events, and somehow they manage to push through like the warriors they are. What do they have and I and a lot of other people miss? It's not that they're more special. Perhaps if we wouldn't focus so much on the fact that we're jobless and financially broke, we could tap into the flow of our creativity. Perhaps not focusing on the day our ass would look much firmer would actually make us stronger. If we tap into the free spirit of children, we could reinvent ourselves. Children never think that their drawings will never be sold, but that never stopped them from drawing. I know now that focusing on money won't bring us abundance, because otherwise the whole world would be wealthy. Correction. The world is wealthy. The people are poor. We're addicted to feelings. Our way of being doesn't allow us to connect with our potential, abundance, and freedom. We lack faith. We're driven by fear. One event that struck me recently happened on a random day when feeling lost at bay with my life again. While taking a shower, I asked for guidance. perhaps arrogantly demanding, or being out of patience with the universe that somehow promised to guide me if I will ask. But the guidance never seemed to come. So after I finished my shower, and also the self-pity session, I went into the room to get my hairdryer, which was placed underneath the desk. I noticed that one of the notes I stuck on my monitor was on the floor now. While speaking about this, when I think back, the same blue note was always the one that didn't seem to stay taped. From all the notes, this one always fell or moved. On this blue note I wrote, "Believing in yourself is showing up when you have no faith. By me." And gosh, how proud have I felt when I came up with that quote. Anyone else noticing some guidance? Perhaps everyone, but not me. That note was written in July 2020, and since then I reckon the paper never stayed in place. I've been asking for guidance for many years, and only now have I become aware of the smugness of my own being, and the way I've demanded guidance, as if I'm entitled to first-class letters from the universe. I lack faith, and still feel like a smartass that I wrote that quote. Okay. Becoming aware about the guidance of the universe made me feel frighteningly excited, and also foolish about how much time we waste not being in touch with the universe. Awareness is the first step to the path to yourself, and none of the steps are skippable. It's like walking on a planet where gravity is significant. There's no way to make progress, other than one purposeful, determined step after the other. It's either that or being stuck. In conclusion, do things regardless of how you feel. Just take action. You might need to go to feelings rehab. You're addicted to feelings. Change the subject of your focus on the present moment instead of hoping for that day. Embracing your life now, not on the day when things will finally happen. Your life happens now. Be creative from your heart with the aim to give it to the world. Expecting to be rewarded at some point is natural and sustainable, but don't create with a financial purpose at its core. Ask for guidance from a humble place, not like a teenager with expectations. And not least, really have faith. Relax. Things will unfold for you if you're becoming the person that can handle the type of responsibility you desire. We often don't get the type of life we imagine because we're not yet the people that can handle all that. Or even worse, we desire other people's lives. It's the kindness of the universe that doesn't want to disappoint, hurt, or even kill us with a responsibility that will come with having the life we secretly lurk on social media. When things don't seem to happen, it's not because we're unlucky or that the world doesn't seem to want to give us what we want. And equally, when things do happen, it's still not about luck. It's changing our way of being that brings us closer to the life we dream to have. Things happen on an immense scale, beyond any imagination, and judging it based on luck is disrespecting the ultimate force, the one behind all creation, past, present, and the future.